Hello and welcome to Buildon Ideas Better Ways of Building Your Dream Home. I'm Sixen Sunny and I am the principal designer of Buildon Ideas. Buildon Ideas mainly deal with 3D architectural visualization, and we provide 3D elevations, 3D interior design, 3D walkthrough, 3D plan cutout, and many more. And we specialize in home designing. So basically, when we come across many plans, we come across a lot of plans which will be dealing with home designing, and we find that some of the plans are lacking quite a lot of requirements actually required by the client. And what happens is, like, ultimately they construct their house and then find it difficult for them to incorporate many of their requirements after the construction. When someone needs a home design, basically he will approach an architect or a designer and then get his plan done by him. The architect asks some questions to the client as per his requirement and then try to make a plan and give it back to him. Now, what happens is, like, sometimes the person who is giving the work to the architect may not be having the experience about how to build a house and what are the basic requirements to be incorporated into that. So he'll be giving a vague idea about what is his requirement and then explain it to the architect. An architect will try to incorporate whatever is being understood by him, and then basically he'll incorporate all the basic requirements which are actually required for a home design. Now, what are the specific basic requirements of a plan? If you consider a floor plan of a house, there are some basic requirements, like if you start from the sit out and then coming into the foyer and then we get into the formal living, we can consider a family living for better privacy, and then from there to the dining room, and then you have the kitchen, a working kitchen, and then you have the bedrooms which with attached bathrooms, and then a specific dress area to make sure that your bedroom is tidy. Now, when you consider each and every rooms, you have to make sure that it is being functionally and aesthetically beautiful and it is as per your requirement. Now, how do you do this? When you enter into the foyer and then into the formal living, what are the requirements of a formal living? If you just consider the formal living, maybe you need more seats in that, or maybe you need a TV space in that, or maybe you feel like you need a closed room where you don't have any other interference from the family members. It's a formal living, and then you need a better discussion, a formal discussion in a formal living. So it is as per your requirement. Now, if you consider the family living should be separate, and it should be a private area from the formal living, where a person coming from outside is sitting in the formal living and they don't have the access to the private area. So make sure that the formal living is in such a way. And if you consider the family living mostly have some chit chats, and if you it is more informal, so you just have some seatings of an informal way. The designs will be a little more informal. You have all the designs and design elements in an informal way. Just have a TV area to have a view. The sofa seating will not be very formal, it will be informal. That kind of a visual sense should be there, and make sure that it has been arranged in such a way that that room is as per the requirement. Now, when we consider a dining room, mostly when we consider a dining room, we have seen quite a lot of plans in which we have all the door spaces coming around the dining room, and we don't find any space for the dining. The dining will be positioned, the dining table will be positioned in the center, and you have different doorways in different directions right from the center. What happens is, like, ultimately, even if your dining room is having a very good space and it is spacious, since these doorways are on the different directions around the dining table, it becomes congested and there will not be any walkway to walk around in that room. So this should be avoided, and specifically you have to provide a space for the dining table, even if it is having all the walkways or the doorways along with that in that room. The other thing which you can consider in the dining room is that you can have a separate wash area and a common toilet next to that, so that it won't affect the dining space where you have the food. Some people tend to, like, wash in such a way that it becomes a difficulty for the people to sit in the dining area and have their food. So we can have a separate area next to the dining area. We have the wash area and then have a common toilet next to that. So these facilities can be arranged in such a way that it is very much organized. Sometimes in some plans I have seen, like, we are providing the stair inside the dining room or maybe in the living room. What happens is, like, most of the area will be covered by the stair area and it becomes congested. Like, you just don't have the space to put the dining table. or maybe the if it is in the living room, you don't have the space to sit, or maybe it is like you provide a TV space and then you don't find it easy for you to sit and watch the TV. And now coming to the kitchen should have all the facilities. Make sure that it is having all the facilities required for maybe like if you consider the hood and hob, the window position, the door position, and then what you call the microwave, the fridge position, the kitchen triangle has to be maintained. So all these have to be considered. Now if you're considering an open kitchen, make sure that you are having a working kitchen as well, so that you don't have any smells coming out, like if you're having a very good cooking out there, like some biryani or maybe some frying going on, and then you have the smell coming into the house, into the other rooms. So make sure that you are having one more working kitchen for that kind of a cooking, and then you have a show kitchen and an open kitchen separately. This is what you do in case of kitchen. Now coming to the bedroom, when considering the bedroom, what we have to make sure is like we have one bedroom as a master bedroom in the floor plan, and then we have one more additional bedroom. As far as possible, make sure that there is one more additional bedroom in the ground floor itself. This is because if we have some situations like a pregnant woman, or maybe somebody is ill and that person can't go upstairs, and then it becomes difficult for that person to handle that situation. So we may have to provide an additional room in the ground floor itself for that person. When you consider the bedroom design, you can consider having an additional dressing space, so that you have a separate area for putting your used clothes and all, and then you can have a little more cleaner bedroom. Also, you can have the door space of the bathroom, the attached bathroom, towards the dress area, so that it doesn't affect the bedroom area, or you don't have this door space facing your bed. So you can avoid all these and plan accordingly, so that you have a little more cleaner bedroom. Now apart from this, there may be other facilities required specifically as per your requirement, as per your job maybe, or maybe your lifestyle. Maybe you need a gym area, maybe you need a courtyard space, you need more greenery inside. So floor plan is the starting point from where you start designing or building a home. So when you incorporate all the requirements in the plan itself, you can make sure that when you construct the house and you start living in that, you have all the required requirements incorporated into that, and then you can live happily with all the requirements in that. So what you have to do is like when you get the plan, the initial plan from the architect, just go through the plan through each rooms, and then find out in each room they have incorporated all the required facilities into the plan. If that is not there, make sure that it is being incorporated into that. Sometimes in some situations that requirement cannot be incorporated in the existing plan which he has given. So what you have to tell to the architect is like, see, this plan is not having this kind of a facility where I can incorporate my requirement. So make sure that this is being incorporated into that. Now what happens is like in some situations the people who are approaching the architect may not tell the exact situation and to the architect and explain to him that these and these requirements are not being incorporated into this, and since it is not being incorporated, we are not okay with the plan, because he will feel that the architect may not like it and he will not do it. Now ultimately it's your dream home. So if you fail in the planning stage, you fail in the construction, and then ultimately you won't get that dream home being realized. So ultimately what you have to do is like make sure that in the planning stage itself you consult with the architect, discuss with the architect, and make sure that each and every room is having all the facilities and the space specifically required, and then make sure that it is as per your dreams. When I say a person, it is not a person, it is a family, because it's a family as a whole who is going to live in that house. So what you have to do is like you just discuss with the family members. Even the child will have his requirements. Each and every person living in that house will have his own requirements, and the person who is using a particular room should have that requirement, otherwise he will not like to live in that room. So make sure that you have proper space provided for each functions. If it is a living room, make sure that ample sitting space is provided. If it is a dining room, you should provide space for the dining table. If it is a stair area, space should be provided for the stair area. Now all these facilities should be incorporated in the planning stage itself, and make sure that your plan is a very good plan and as per your requirement and as per your dreams. Only if the plan is as per your dreams, you get a dream home get realized after the construction and you live happily. So please make sure that you plan it accordingly in the planning stage itself. So I hope this video was informative. If you like this video, please do share and like this video. And then if you have some comments and queries, please do comment in the space provided. And then please do subscribe this channel and click on the notification link so that you get our next videos. Happy living.